What's up, math scholars? It's Wednesday, and I'm not really sure what the weather's supposed to do today. I think it's going to be decent. So kind of excited to maybe get outside after school. We have a quiz coming up Friday. Good news is you do not have to memorize the unit circle like in a normal year. So thank the weird COVID e-learn stuff for that. We're providing the unit circle. We will provide several of these formulas on the board. I'm not sure which ones. I still have to talk to my teacher friend. So yeah, who is excited to do a study guide? Woo! Okay. Do you guys want to do board buddies and then we'll check answers? That's what I was thinking. All right, my board buddies are hard at work, so I will have a chat with my people on the video. We're going to find 60 first, and we're going to do tangent. So y divided by x. Now, if you can simplify, you'll want to simplify. If you need to rationalize, you'll want to need to rationalize. But this one just simplifies. So you keep your first fraction the same, multiply by the reciprocal. Radical 3. All right, now we're going to 135. And we're doing the sign value, which is y.
What? I know, I'm we're literally in the second one.
BD math scholars. All right, now we're at cosine of 90, which is an x value. So 0. I'll pause because so we're talking about how to get to negative 60. You'd want to rotate negative 60 degrees, so it's here. Yeah. Now, do you guys know where negative 210 is? So it's like a 180 and one more dash. So a 180 and one more dash. So it's actually 150. It's going to be a half, but we're going to add a negative sign on. So negative 1/2. And then I don't really know where 600 is, to be honest. So I like to do my minus 360 trick. I don't think 600 minus 360 is 330.
It's 640. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, 240. And here. And sign is y.
I can't read it.
So I think the hardest one on this slide was definitely that negative cosine negative 210. If you want to go to negative 210, it's the same place as 150. You grab the cosine solution. Oh, wait, we messed that up. Cosine's x. So we messed that up. That's the cosine, and we wanted to take the opposite. So it should have been a positive radical 3 over 2. Is that correct? Good thing I revisited that one. I would have had a wrong answer on my video and my slide. Let's go. Hello, people on the video. We have to do a little Pythagorean theorem to get what x is. So x squared plus 4 squared is 9 squared. That gives me x squared is 65. And then 65 does not reduce. So we're kind of in luck. We don't have to do any more work there. Let's see what ratios all my board buddies did. Sine was opposite over hypotenuse. And there's no reducing there. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. No reducing there. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. And there's no reducing there. Now when we get down to the reciprocals, we are going to have to do a little bit of rationalizing. Let's see if my groups remember to rationalize. They did! I'm so proud! You multiply by radical 65 over radical 65. And you get 9 radical 65 over 65. On secant, you do the reciprocal, 9 over 4. And tangent, you do the reciprocal, 4 over radical 65, and then we rationalize. So 4 radical 65 over 65. Alright, this one's super easy. I would recommend a sketch. It does look like the people that came to the board did the sketch. If cosine theta is 3 over 5, that's the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side, and you need to solve for that side. Now, if you're a super smarty tart, you would realize it's just 4, because 3, 4, 5 triangle is a really easy, quick right triangle. But if you didn't realize that, you'd be stuck doing Pythagorean Theorem, which it still goes quickly. You get x squared is 16, so x is 4. And then we have to do tangent. So tangent of our angle is opposite over adjacent. 4 over 3, because this is 4. Good. Alright, it looks like all my groups chose to use tangent, which is correct. Tangent of 33 is 15 over x. Now, it is a tricky situation when you have a variable in the bottom. So we're going to multiply by x to get the variable out of the bottom, and then we'll divide both sides by tan 33. This is the first one we've come to. You have to make sure you're in degree mode. So if people at home, if you guys have never checked your mode, hit mode. Make sure degree is highlighted, not radian. It's 23.1. Okay. Hello, people on the video. To get theta, we're going to subtract 180 minus 90 minus 37. So that's 53. And now I'm just going to use trigonometry twice, even though you could use the Pythagorean Theorem once and trig once. Cosine of 37 would be adjacent over hypotenuse. And you can just lay down. Tangent of 37 would be opposite over adjacent. And let me get my calculator out to type these in. Over here, we're going to multiply by n, and then divide by cosine 37. So I'm typing in 12 over cosine 37. I got 15.03. That is matching my neighbor. And then over here, I'm going to multiply by 12. So it's 12 times tan 37, and that's 9.04. That also matches my neighbor.
Pretty close. Within the hundreds.
Alright, so to go part A, to do your degrees to radians, you're going to multiply by pi over 180. There's really nothing that can simplify down here except the zeros can slash, so 25 pi over 18. And in part B, this time you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of what we did in part A, 180 over pi. The pi's cancel, and we'll need our calculator. I do 6 times 180, divide by 5. 216? That's what I got. I'm going to jot down the arc length and sector area formulas for you people at home. Arc length is r times theta. Sector area is 1/2 radius squared times theta, but theta must be in radians. So we have a little bit of a problem because our angle is in degrees, so I'm going to convert it to start. I can cancel my zeros, and I can divide the top and bottom by 2. So 5 pi over 9 is what you're going to be seeing me use for theta. So for my arc, it's the radius times theta. I'll type it in. And hopefully you guys at home know where your pi button is. It is second caret key, which is right above the division button. Did you guys get 17.45? Where are you getting 1,000? I don't know.
Radius, like radius.
Okay, so now area of sector, 1/2 10 squared times 5 pi over 9. 1/2 times 10 squared times 5 pi over 9. 87.27. And that's an area, so inches squared.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend drawing this one. The ladder part itself is going to be your 24. The angle of elevation is here. That's going to be 60. And we want the height on the house. So they're using sine, hopefully. Yep, all my neighbors are using sine. Sine 60 is x over 24. Multiply both sides by 24. 24 times sine 60. See if I got the answer my neighbors got. 20.78. Yep. 20.78. Okay. At negative 90, you're going to be here because you spin this direction for negativeness. Cosine would be j at the x value.
Yeah.
135 would be here, and sine would be u. 7 pi over 6, I had to peek at my unit circle. 7 pi over 6 lives down in quadrant 3, so we're here, and that would be W. And finally, cosine 660, I don't know where 660 lives, so subtract off of 360 and discover it lives at 300, which is here. 10. So negative 270 is the same thing as 90 degrees, and the coordinate at 90 degrees is 0, 1. So I'm using this for x, this for y, and my r value will be 1 because it's a unit circle. So at sine, I'm at y over r, which is 1. Cosine, I'm x over r, which is 0. And then tangent is y over x, which is undefined. So far I'm matching the group to my right. I haven't looked to my left yet. Good. Now it's just reciprocal time. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Flip it upside down. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. When I flip it upside down, it becomes undefined. So you guys messed up on secant. You guys are okay. And then cotangent, you flip it upside down, and it's just 0. So you guys are all good on cotangent. Okay, so we sketched 320. It was down there in quadrant 4. And then to find the reference angle, you find the angle with the nearest x-axis. So how big would that be? 40. Yep, we call that theta prime. All right, let's go ahead and sketch negative 100. Where would negative 100 live? Well, this would be negative, if you're going to start here, this would be negative 90, so negative 100 would probably be about here. And if you want to know its equivalent, you would just add a 360, so it's 260. Same place, 260. Now this is where 180 lives, and that's the angle we want to measure, the angle with the nearest x-axis. So what's the difference between 260 and 180? 80. 80. And finally, 4 pi over 3 is the one everyone has troubles with. So I kind of cheat a little bit, and I look at my unit circle to see where 4 pi over 3 is. 4 pi over 3 is down there at 240, which is here. The nearest the nearest x-axis is over here at 180. So how big is my reference angle? 60. But we don't want to answer in degrees because the original problem was in degrees. We want to answer in radians. So I'm going to cheat again and look at my unit circle yet again and see that 60 degrees is actually equal to pi over 3. So that's the answer we're looking for, is pi over 3. You guys get it? Pi over 3? Yeah, you guys want to answer pi over 3 for that just because the original problem was in radians. All right, we're going to shut down the video right now. Tomorrow we will do the accelerated add-on problems if you are in an accelerated class. Have a good night.